from Hollywood. The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. The 29th anniversary. This is Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny as we celebrate 29 years of late-night entertainment. Some of the stars sharing our 29th anniversary are Roseanne Arnold, Pearl Bailey, Albert Brooks, Julio Iglesias, Jay Leno, David Letterman, Eddie Murphy, Annie Potts, Gary Shandling, Jaleel White, Robin Williams, and Shelley Winters. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Thank you, that's very... Hey, thank you, that's very nice of you. You know what we did? We invited all the Democratic candidates here tonight. Thank you. Now, first of all, I must explain, I sound a little bit husky tonight, right? Yeah. I missed last night. I had a terrible head cold, and I've got more chemicals in me right now than the Love Canal. So if I sound, just forgive that, because we got a great show and a lot of good stuff to show you. So I was out with the cold. Between the cold and Leno's motorcycle, Letterman may get this job yet. But you know, the show must go on. Who said that?
The man who owns the theater.
No, General Electric. Big General Electric, the company with a heart. Very concerned. When they heard that I had a cold last night, they sent me a get your ass back to work bouquet. What do they put in that cold medicine nowadays? What do you think? There's chloramycin, there's dexedroma, there's nighttime NyQuil. The stuff, I'm telling you, makes you a little bit... I was watching television last night, dozed off. It must be powerful stuff, because I thought I saw George Bush hugging Johnny Cash. Unbelievable. Boy, I'm telling you, this is a better crowd than Pete Wilson's been getting lately. Yeah, Governor Pete Wilson of California has been having a bad week. Today, a group of hairdressers dippity-dooed him in effigy. They're not putting up with that. Anyway, even though we're packing it in May 22nd on this show, NBC has asked me if I'll keep doing the anniversary show each year. They say they need a little help in prime time, so we just may come and do this. You see, no. General Electric, have they cut back here since General Electric took over?
Yes.
They're so cheap. They didn't even want us to show clips of the old shows tonight. They wanted Ed and I to reenact them live. 29 years. Does it seem possible? October 1st, 1962. We have been around so long that we actually have a clip of Nat Cole singing a duet with himself. What's funny when you start thinking back at the time? Today is what, October 3rd? We actually started October 1st. October 3rd today is our director, Bobby Quinn's birthday. My dad would have been 92 today. And coincidentally, on October 1st, 1962, Ed's current girlfriend was born. I think... People often ask, what has been the biggest changes in television? There's too many to even enumerate, but back then in 1962, you could not show Barbara Eden's navel on I Dream of Jeannie. And today, kids named Doogie are losing their virginity in prime time. Big change. I don't know. When we started this show, Washington was run by a two-party system. JFK would party with Marilyn in the morning. And with a Rat Pack at night. I'll tell you, when we started this show, Elvis was alive. You could tell because nobody ever saw him. I guess I only have one regret, that I won't be around to do jokes about Senator Bono. Sonny Bono announced yesterday he is going to seek the seat of Senator Alan Cranston. And he said he's pretty serious about it. He's already gotten a phone book to sit on. Sonny Bono for senator. Do you think he's quite ready for that? Why not let him start at a low-level job where he can't do any harm, like vice president? You know, Sonny could be elected if all he needed is one vote from every guy in the country who's ever been with Cher. Sonny says he also may want to be elected president. If elected, he intends to appoint Geraldo Rivera, head of the CIA. Look, Geraldo can't keep a secret anyway. He would tell him anything they want to know. Have you been following the confirmation? I guess they call it the confirmation hearings of Robert Gates. They're trying to get him ahead of the CIA. He's in more trouble. They found out today that he knows the whereabouts of Michael Jackson's glove. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, apparently Michael Jackson donated one of those, what do you call it, spangled gloves to some museum, and it was stolen from the Motown Museum yesterday. But good news, they found it today. It was in the possession of a very weird proctologist in Tarzana. How many of you saw the Country Music Awards last night? You see? I was right. Bush was there, right? Do you think it has anything to do with the upcoming election? Sitting there in a bib overhaul eating a pork rind and trying to groove with Conway Twitty? Anyway, tonight. Oh, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is in the news every day. Did you read the latest? This is earth-shattering news. Apparently he has dumped Marla Maples. And he is seeing the new Miss America. But it apparently didn't last long. She woke up one morning, found out that Trump had hocked her crown. Anyway, tonight, I thank you for being here. We have a lot of interesting clips to show you. Some of them we have not seen for a long time, some of them in the past year. Most of them we hope are very funny. We thank you for coming, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Here we are again, celebrating another year together.
Unbelievable.
A lot of people read in the paper, somebody said the final show. This, of course, is not our final show.
No.
It's the last yearly anniversary show we will do with clips. Our final show is actually going to be May 22nd of next year.
Right.
So we're still going to be here a while.
Right.
Are we?
Yeah.
Is it starve a cold and feed a fever, or feed a cold and starve
We've
a
had
fever?
this discussion over the years. What is it, Doc?
It's feed the cold and starve the fever.
Sir, starve your brother and feed your sister. I don't know.
I know, right? Have you
Nothing
been
to do.
feeding your cold?
I don't know what to do. I take all that stuff, and I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I just sound a little like I'm talking in a barrel. Did you know what the temperature was out here the other day in California?
Yes.
105 degrees.
Right.
105.
Summer we never had.
Well, I envy you. You got the boat. Must be kind of nice sitting in your boat with your hand over the side of the boat, feeling the cool water of the cold water in the beer chest.
I was wondering where you were going.
I didn't know where I was going with that.
It is very nice, yes.
Anyway, what we have for you tonight are little tidbits of this and that, and more people who talk about the show we did a couple of weeks ago with Robin Williams and Johnny Winters. Now, most impressionists, when they come on the show, will walk out and they have a stool and they have a glass of water and they do an impression, then turn around. Not Robin Williams. When he's cooking, he does stuff in a kind of stream of consciousness. So what we're going to start off with is Robin Williams tonight, doing a few little impressions. Watch the monitor. Did you ever do any Shakespeare? You did Waiting for Godot?
I did Waiting for Godot.
Yeah.
I did Shakespeare. It's exciting to wear tights and have people go, I can't see anything.
He's no nerdy, yeah.
Someone give him a dagger. Thank you.
There's a dagger I see in my hand.
What is this I hold before me? Oh, what a rogue peasant slave. Nothing.
That's just the window about discontent.
Aye, let it breathe.
You ever picture different people playing Hamlet, say to be or not to be, like Stallone?
Oh, Stallone.
Mel Gibson just did Hamlet. Pretty good, I hear.
It
Have you
was
seen
wonderful, I hear. It's
Yeah.
like great to hear about.
But Stallone, I couldn't see.
Stallone, you could feel like to be or what, you know. Schwarzenegger walks into the room. I'm back. Watch out, Denmark. Mother, come here. I love you. Big kiss for you. Sorry, you're dead. Look over here. I'm going to do another speech, but first, I'm going to tear through a wall and flex my nipples. Don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
This next piece we're going to show has been quite a while. What year was this? Anybody have any idea? In 1985. Very, very often when you have performers here or composers, you ask them where their ideas come from. And some people say, oh, they get it from watching other actors, other performers. Some said they get it from inspiration from their friends and families. We had a lady on one night by the name of Vlasa Kresik, and she gave us an illuminating new angle on where she gets her ideas. Here's Miss Kresik.
Children.
You do have a husband, though, right?
Yes, and I got married when I was 16.
16?
Yes.
Does he listen to you practice?
Oh, Johnny, I tell you. See what happens? I come up with these tunes, and probably Mr. Doc Sorensen knows how this works. You get an idea, and doesn't matter it's afternoon or night. Sometimes I wake up at night at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I come up with a tune, so I pick up accordion, I wake my husband up. I says, Johnny.
At 2 o'clock, you wake your husband and play the accordion? Is that true?
Doc, you told me I can call you Doc? See,
He's not a
Mr.
medical
Sorensen-
doctor. Did he tell you he was a... Did he try that routine about being a medical doctor?
No.
We've had some problems here in the studio.
So he must understand, too. You know, tunes come to you. That doesn't mean, 6 o'clock evening, are you gonna write? No, it comes at night. So I wake up my husband. I says, honey, can you listen to this tune? So he gets up and he's listening to the tune. Sometimes he comes from work, and you guys are terrible. You either come from work, you read the news, watch the football game or baseball game, nobody can talk to you. So I wait when my husband takes a bath, and then I'll take my accordion, sit on the toilet, see John.
I'll tell you, any marriage that can survive a husband taking a bath and a wife sitting on the toilet seat with an accordion is a strong union. All right. Albert Brooks is a fine actor. Most people remember him from Defending Your Life, broadcast news. I kind of miss his stand-up. Albert would come on here with some very unusual, bizarre type of things. And he came on one night with what he entitled a kit to help young impressionists and how to do impressions. Here's Albert Brooks at work.
This is a favorite of mine. I love this one. Burt Lancaster. Such a great, great star, and an impression that always works, and previous till now hard to do.
A hot
potato.
Good heavens.
Bert Lancaster, you take as hot as you can stand.
Steam, come on.
All right, Johnny.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Okay,
You're
cutting a small portion
That's
of
right,
this very hot
a small portion
potato.
of that. I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces, Johnny.
Right.
Well, all right? Just in the mouth. Oh.
I can see that's
All right.
absolutely true.
Now, it says something else here on the thing. It says Bert Lancaster, and in the same potato package, it says Curly. Curly's a little easier. Once you
Curly of the
perfect
three?
Bert Lancaster, yes. You need a little bit of pepper, and pepper's good for everyone. It says Brando, Sullivan, et al. It has them all here. All right. Curly is you take a little bit of pepper. A little bit of pepper. You know Curly, the great Three Stooge. Hard to do, not now. Take a pepper. Put it like that. Okay, now. You begin to make a child's train noise. Woo! Woo! In with a potato. Woo! Woo!
Once in a while, we have on the program a couple of actors or actresses who have appeared together in a motion picture or a play or something, and it's kind of fun watching them reminisce about their working together. So one night, we hosted one of those happy reunions between old friends Shelley Winters and Annie Potts. Watch this.
Now, where'd you study acting? Now, Shelley coaches acting, you know.
Yes, I know.
And she's a very good coach.
I know you from somewhere. Otherwise, I've seen you in some great movies. I can't remember which.
Well, maybe it was one we did together.
Well, Shelley said she has perfect recall, not for dates, but...
We did? We did a picture together?
Yeah.
What was it? I did this to Paul Newman, so
You
it's all right.
did? Oh, it's okay, okay.
All right.
We did a film called King of the Gypsies together.
Of course, and you were wonderful in it.
You were...
Well, that takes guts, but you got away with it.
Yes, I remember the date of that one. I know when that was.
So you actually worked together. That's fun.
Yes.
Yes.
And she didn't remember.
Well, we didn't have any scenes together, did we?
The graveyard in New Jersey, remember
Oh,
that?
that's right. We were only there a week or 10 days.
Hardly long enough to remember anybody.
I was the one standing next to you.
But you were holding an umbrella?
Yes, that's it!
Okay, we'll be right back with Eddie Murphy after this. Bill Maher and Stephen Wright. Okay, thank you. Now, I love to watch comedians work, and all comedians have their own distinctive style. So here, coming up now, to talk about things in their own way are Eddie Murphy, Stephen Wright, and Bill Maher.
Thank you. Shut up. I've been in, this is nice, California. I've been out in here for about 3 days. If anybody see me walking around, I have to explain. I had the same suit on for 3 days because I like this suit. I bought it from the catalog, and I enjoy it. You ever see those guys modeling clothes in catalog? Ever see those guys doing the same thing in their suit? Every time I put on the suit, I gotta go like this. I was just outside, standing in the front going. You know? Anybody ever see those guys that model their underwear in these books? And they smile while they're doing it, they stand out there going. Did you notice these guys never have no bulge? You ever check that out? And they're standing there in front of millions of people, smiling. First of all, if I didn't have no bulge, I would not be modeling no underwear. And second of all, I damn sure wouldn't be smiling. I might be modeling like this.
One time, right in the middle of a job interview, I took out a book and I started reading. The guy said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "Let me ask you one question. If you were in a vehicle and you were traveling at the speed of light, and then you turned your lights on, would they do anything?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Forget it then, I don't want to work for you." About 4 years ago, no, it was yesterday. I couldn't sleep, so I got up. Then I got hungry, so I went down to the store that I know was open 24 hours. When I got down there, there was a guy outside locking it up. He said, "Sorry, we're closed." I said, "What do you mean you're closed? The sign says open 24 hours. He said, "Not in a row."
Yeah, no, I do. I come from an ethnic heritage. I come from a mixed marriage, which means my mother is Jewish and my father is Catholic. That is the truth. I was raised Catholic formally, although I must say the Jewish mind comes out, even in the Catholic system. Give you an example, we used to go into confession, and I would bring a lawyer in with me. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I think you know Mr. Cohen. But I kid religion, but I go back to the church often. I find it very comforting. And, you know this, they're modernizing some of the things. Amazing. For instance, when you go back now, I don't know if you know this, but when they serve the wafer in communion, they also have a salad bar.
Bill Maher. Usually what happens when a guest sits here and we talk for a while, they move down at the end of the couch and they kind of stay quiet the rest of the show. One night we had a rather well-endowed, I guess is the word, healthy young actress named Jennifer Richards on who followed Eddie Murphy. And Eddie Murphy had moved down to the couch, but he didn't really want to stay out of this conversation, as you will see.
I suppose,
John, am I too young to be here?
Yes, you should. I suppose you are used to that kind of reaction when somebody sees you for the first time in the flesh, as they say.
Yes, indeed. Actually, I started to look like this when I was 9, and I...
You're kidding.
No.
Does the word humongous mean anything? We're talking heavy-duty artillery here. You seem to be very good-natured about it, as well you might be.
Well, it's opened a lot of doors for me.
Yes, I would.
I think that once you get in the door, though, there are 9,000 other busty blondes who also got in the door.
Yeah, then you have to...
The talent has to come through.
Where's this door at?
Yeah, where's this?
Want to take a break? Okay, stay where you are. We'll be coming back. Okay, thank you. Some of the funniest moments we have ever had on the show are not very often with celebrities or well-known people. They are what we call civilians. These are people sometimes who have unusual hobbies or they collect things, and they're very, very serious about what they do. You're going to meet right now Frank Hill, James Whitney, Elizabeth Tajian, and Myrtle Young. You'll see what I mean.
So, can we show some of these items?
Yes,
because they're rather fascinating,
right.
And I'll just ask you about them. And I don't really understand how this works. Is this?
This here, Mr. Carson, is one of the largest droppings that a quail ever dropped. I'm sure.
A Guinness dropping, huh? Yeah.
And her name was Sarah Bell, and she died soon after that.
Now this is the actual. This is the actual thing that came out of her feathered colon, right here.
Spelled it. I mean, you know.
But and you put it inside of a.
Yes, sir.
Of some kind of stone.
Right. It's plastic.
Right.
I thought it was great that a fella like you would let old Southern country boy be on the show and sell such cheap manure.
No, that's all right.
You get such a high price, so I brought you the biggest one.
Well, that's very nice.
And here's a star, and I'm going to break the mold. That's a first limited edition, and it's just for you.
A limited edition.
And I'm going to break the molds when I get back to South Carolina. It's a big dropping.
Yeah.
For a big star.
Oh, that's very nice. Big dropping for a big star. I don't think I've ever been so moved, Frank. You'll excuse the expression there.
Don't cry, but I'm sincere.
You're kind of the Cartier of caca, aren't you?
Talk about a hick from the sticks, boy, you got him.
Come on. Where is Nashua, New Hampshire?
Where is it? Well, it's in the southern part of the state. It's right little ways from Lowell here.
I live Lowell.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, they say that people up in those states live a long time, and you do not look anywhere near 80 years old or 82.
Well, of course, it seems longer. You know that.
Yeah, I bet. No, I don't know that yet. Seems like it tonight, but I know what you mean.
Right.
You know, you can tell you worked vaudeville because your voice projects. When you talk, you talk with projection. Because in those days, they didn't have microphones, right?
Oh, no, we never had mics. No.
We have them now. Oh, I like that. That's a theater voice.
Can you hear me all right, folks?
Yeah. So, were you into cowbells at that time?
Oh, no, cowbells came
later.
Way later. We got a spread of about 60 years in there now.
Yeah. Well, we can't cover them all, but... Now, the article said you have the finest collection one of the finest collections of cowbells in existence.
Probably it is. Probably it took me 10 years to do it, and I keep collecting. I'm still collecting them.
Yeah, how do you tell a good cowbell from a bad cowbell?
That's my trouble.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. Well, I guess it would be, yeah, but in case I was looking for one, how would I know, Jim, whether it was a good cowbell or not? The tone, the timbre, the resonance?
You'd ring it.
That,
and of course, you put the...
and if it doesn't ring, bad cowbell.
And then also, right. And also, you see, of course, every cowbell has a strike tone. We all know what that is. And then the hum tone, where if it keeps on humming, right? We want a bell with a good hum.
Right. Sustain. You're talking like sustain.
Right.
Right, okay.
And the hum tone, they tell me, is an octave lower than the strike tone, but I can't tell.
Right, well, that's your problem.
Right.
Why did you decide to have a museum? May I call you Elizabeth?
Yes, you may.
Yeah. Why did you decide to have a museum for nuts?
Well, I wish to establish the entity of the nut through art, music, history, and lore. And you'd be surprised, nuts are more than snack treats. They're treats to the soul. In fact, they've been inspiring me to paint nuts and erase the demerit mark off nuts.
Right.
You could go even that far.
You think nuts have been getting
Well,
kind of bad
America
press?
likes nuts well enough.
In a way, right? You're trying to lift the nut from
Exactly.
the... Sure. Statue of
lifting it up
deserves.
to- That's right. America likes nuts well enough to name streets after them.
That's right.
And even
Of course,
people,
Walnut, that's
you know,
probably the most
Hazel,
popular names, yes.
A child is named Hazel.
Right.
And you'll find during the intercourse that they are valuable.
You probably play a major role there.
I guess you by now know I'm a spokeswoman for the nuts.
Well, you're certainly right there. How many different kinds of things here now? You want to show us some of your collection? What do you want to start with?
All right. Well, here's a tray.
Okay. Now, these are all the
Now,
individual...
these are some of the faces that I first started to see.
Uh-huh.
This,
We're going to get a camera over here. So I don't really want to handle this because they could break, couldn't
will they be
they?
able to see it?
Now, that would be it's a dog. It's a dog.
An angry dog or an angry bear?
Kind of like a beagle.
All right.
Okay. You'll go either way at all, right? I said it's now a beagle, folks.
Whatever you see.
Well, okay.
This is a little sleeping bird. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
See, that's sleeping. It's got his bill.
So we have a very emotional audience here tonight. They're getting caught up in this. Don't you occasionally break one of these?
Oh, yes.
What happens then? It's out?
Just last
Now, this
week.
one here looks... No, wait a second. That looks to me like you put some glue on that one.
Yeah, that's Yogi Bear.
But doesn't that
I
look...
broke his neck.
Well...
Can they see him?
Yeah, just like that. You see, there's a little... Now,
Yes.
does that lower the value of the chip when it's been... Obviously, it's been restored, you know, and sometimes that... It's like at the Mona Lisa, you know.
That's,
And this is a...
the candle.
That's a nice little candle.
That's a candle.
Wow.
And,
Look at this one, John.
No. No, I didn't...
That's really like Okay, moving along here. I think every comedian has a desire to be taken seriously, want to play Shakespeare. So I wanted to do Hamlet one night, and I did, but we rewrote it as if it were being done for television. So here's our version from 1982 of Hamlet.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing, end them. To die. To sleep no more. And if you can't sleep no more, take Somanex tonight and sleep. Safe and restful, sleep, sleep, sleep. And by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. And if you're having trouble with your shocks, get them checked at your local AMCO transmission center. AMCO, AA, MCO. Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, or perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. Mentally, deep heating rub. There's no beating, deep heating. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. And as we pause for a moment, let me ask you, are you suffering the slings and arrows of painful hemorrhoidal itching? Then try this. It worked for me. It can work for you. Or my name isn't Hamlet. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. But when he travels, nobody knows him. That's why he carries this, the American Express card. Don't leave Denmark without it.
Okay. A lot of the current television stars, most of them started as stand-up comics. Red Fox, Bob Newhart, Burns and Allen all did stand-up before they became stars of their own show. So we're going to show you some early performances tonight by Roseanne Arnold, David Letterman, and Gary Shandling.
Well, I don't know. It's real hard and stuff. But you know what I figure? I figure by the time my husband comes home at night, if those kids are still alive, I've done my job. But anyways, well, I am really a nice wife and all, because like every year on my husband's birthday, you know what I tell him? I say, today I'm going to be the wife you always wanted me to be. And I'll say really nice stuff to him just to build up his ego, you know, out of pure love. Like I'll say, God, honey, you're so incredibly handy with those power tools. Why, Ethan Allen himself couldn't have handcrafted a finer spice rack. Now, your mother's the most interesting woman I've ever met. You think you could get the lid off this jar? I'm just so weak, you big, strong man, you. You know, 'cause women, we lie to men all the time, you know. It's not that we mean to or anything. It's just that it takes too long to explain the truth. Yeah, so it's like, oh, you're the best lover I ever had. It's never been like this. Stop, stop, you're killing me.
We have any dog owners here? We have any dogs here? Good. I have a dog, a lovely animal. It's a Belgian airhead, beautiful animal, and smart as a whip, too. I'm feeding him that dog food. It's numbered. I'm not sure what it is, but they got it for everything. 1 for the puppy, 2 for the middle dog, 3 for the gay dog, 4 for the whatever, on up. I'm looking at this can, and it says on there, for the dog that suffers constipation. You know, the way I look at it, if your dog is constipated, why screw up a good thing, huh? Sleep in the morning, let him bloat. What do you care? So I'm buying the animal, the dog food, and there's this one, I'm not sure the brand, but it says, all beef, not a speck of cereal. Not a speck of cereal. It's a point of pride here. Not a speck of cereal. My dog spends his day rooting through garbage and drinking out of the toilet. Chances are he's not going to mind a speck of cereal, you know?
Animals are so weird. I was camping up in Sequoia National Park, and I'm Jewish, you know, and my friend said, hey, Jewish people don't camp. And we do. We just have it catered. That's all. And, so I'm up in the Sequoias. I'm staying at a Sheraton up there, and I'm out in the country. You know, I'm driving my car, and there's a cow on the side of the road. Now, we've all done this because we're mature adults. When you see a cow on the side of the road, you stick your head out the car window and go, moo. Like we expect that cow to be thinking, hey, there's a cow driving that car. How can he afford that?
I don't know if you remember this modern night. In 1973, we had a lady on called Elizabeth Martineau. And she was a foot reader. You've heard of palm readers and people who read your head? She was a foot reader. She was reading my foot. And she made one startling guess about it. Watch.
This is an old science from Nepal.
This is an old science from Nepal.
Kathmandu.
Yes.
Well, Mr.
I really don't care whether you read or not. Maybe you could just read a toe, and then we could get back to the massage. I'll have to excuse this. I had a blister there from playing tennis. But you probably knew that.
You have a good nerve.
What?
You always keep healthy.
I always keep healthy. Yes,
And
I'm
you
in very
have
good health.
Good back, but you have a tendency to walk like a rooster when you come. So this
Well,
is
would you
bad.
like to know
this
why?
Is bad.
And you can make up your own joke, folks.
You have a very good posture otherwise.
Very good posture. Thank you.
And you should watch for your kidney.
I should wash my kidney?
Watch.
Watch for my kidney. Why, is one missing?
Not yet.
I have very good kidneys. I've never had any kidney
Well,
trouble.
How can you tell? Watch, because you see
I
his
do.
nails needs calcium. You see that? They are yellowish. You're very sexy, no.
Excuse me?
You're very sexy. You
Very
have hair
sexy.
on your toes.
And a song in my heart.
You will marry again a fourth time.
I will what?
You will remarry a fourth.
That's all I need, honey.
Not with a woman.
Not with a woman?
I mean with a woman.
There's a man in my foot.
We have do a commercial first? Okay, then we're going to back and we have some stuff from some young performers. There we are. Okay, now we have for you, when you have youngsters on the show, it's always a delight because you never know what little kids are going to say. Tonight you're going to hear from child actors Joey Lawrence, Emmanuel Lewis, and spelling bee champion Rohan Varvadekar. Watch.
Who do you like to see? Who's your favorite when you go to motion pictures? Who do you like to see?
I don't know.
Do you know who Gene Kelly is? Fred Astaire?
No, I don't.
Okay. John Travolta? Mickey Mouse. I forget that he's only been in the business 78 days. Have you ever seen this show before?
Well, when I was up vomiting and all that stuff.
We like to get him sick early, and then they can kind of Go up with a show. You were ill one night, were you? And so to get up, you between vomits, you kind of looked in on the show.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. That's a first. That's another first here.
Hello, Manuel. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
We've never met before until right this moment.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you too.
Me too, huh? Thank you, Manuel. You surprised me. For some reason, I thought you were going to be taller.
Me too.
Me too. Now, somebody told me, Rowan, that when you were going to be on our show,
Yes.
you read something about me. You didn't know me very well, right? Because you probably don't stay up this late to watch the show, do you?
Yes. I did.
Oh, you did?
On Monday, yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you like it? Did you like the show?
Yeah. You know what? You know, when I read the book about you, and when you were 13 years old, you used to do magic tricks.
You did read I Did Magic when I was 13. That's
Yeah.
right.
Can you show me some?
Okay. I'll tell you what I do. Now, I haven't done a lot for this, but do you like coins?
Yes.
Okay, I'll show you how to make a coin disappear. All right? All right, and we got, you see this? That's a quarter, right?
Yes.
Now, if I take it and hold it, and I give it to you, would you hold it for me?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Now, watch very carefully. Okay? Here it is. And you hold it. Huh? You like that? Want to see it again? Okay, now I'll take it over here. Now, you hold that one. Don't let it go. Yeah. It's right over here, in your ear. You like that? You got it, huh? Okay. Now, tell me about this spelling bee. How old were you when you started this?
I was 4.
You were 4. 4, that's right, okay. You're going to be 5 tomorrow. You're kind of kidding us. You're closer to 5, aren't you?
Yeah.
Your birthday's tomorrow?
Yeah, can you try to come?
Can I try what?
Can you try to come to my birthday?
Can I come to your birthday?
Yeah.
Where's the party going to be?
In Disneyland.
In Disneyland. What?
I know when your birthday is.
You know when my birthday is?
Yes.
When?
October 23rd, 1925.
All right. Are you making that disappear? Are you working on that? You just have to work on that. I'll show you how that's done later. All right? Okay. You
How do
ready?
you make that really disappear?
What? How do I make it? You get married.
Kids are great. What do we have? We going to the sketch now? Yes. Okay, since we've been on the air, we've had, I think, 8 presidential elections. Right. Do you believe that? Since 1962. And we did a sketch, I guess this was about 1982, right? About 8 years ago. Shows you people still don't trust politicians too much. This is pretty well true today as it was in 82. Watch this.
Good afternoon. There, as you know, have been charges alleged by the media and by my opponent that I have made false statements. You and the media have challenged me to prove that these allegations are unfounded by appearing at this televised press conference and answering your questions while hooked up to a lie detector machine. I'm going to ask Officer Dennehy of the Polygraph Division of the Los Angeles Police Department to come out here and please explain this procedure. Sergeant Dennehy.
This here's your standard polygraph machine. You place this around the wrist so how it works is, if the subject responds with a falsehood, you will hear this sound. Good luck.
Thank you, Sergeant. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm delighted to be here. I don't mind being here. I was forced to be here. I will take the first question. Yes.
Congressman, your opponent says that you've distorted certain facts about your background.
That is not true. I was born Philip Cabot Swarthmore III. Philip Cabot Swarthmore II. My name is Stinky Frostheimer.
Congressman.
Yes.
The charge has been made that you falsified your educational background.
I graduated from Harvard University. I went 2 years to Harvard. 1 year at Harvard. I took a summer session at Harvard. I was held back in the 8th grade. All right, the 4th grade.
Congressman, it appears to me you've taken every opportunity during this campaign to slander the character of your opponent.
Nonsense. I feel my opponent is a decent man. He's an okay man. He's a man. He's bisexual. Yes.
Isn't it true that you won't subsidize heating bills for our senior citizens this winter?
Absolutely not. No one is more concerned about our senior citizens than I am. There may be some small cutbacks, some big cutbacks. They're going to freeze their off.
Congressman.
Yes.
It's been alleged that your major contributors are corporate fat cats.
That is not true. All of my contributions come from the small working man, from the middle class. It's all from the mafia.
Congressman, what's
Yes.
your position on equal rights for women?
My position on equal rights for women. I'm glad you asked that. I look forward toward a day when all Americans are equal regardless of sex. I'm looking toward a day when they're kind of equal. I'm looking at your boobs.
Congressman.
Yes.
There have been rumors that you're having marital problems.
Nonsense. I've been happily married for 25 years. I've never been with another woman. Once. All right, last night I had 6 Chinese girls on a forklift truck. Are you satisfied? Yes.
Are you a bribe-taking, gay, communist, peeping Tom, wife-beater?
No. 2 out of 5 ain't bad. 4 out of 5 ain't bad. In conclusion, if I'm elected, I'll be the most honest candidate ever elected. You can trust me.
Commercial? Commercial, we'll be right back. Okay. As you know, Julio Iglesias has some memorable duets, and one night in 1984, we promised him that one of his old friends waiting backstage was going to join him to sing one of their big hits. So here's Julio.
Because we're going to sing together to all the girls we've loved before.
To all the girls I've loved before, who traveled in and out my door, I'm glad they came along to dedicate this song. All the girls I've loved before.
To all the girls I once caressed, you're wonderful. And may I say I held the best for helping me to grow io bellotta in love to all the girls I've loved before.
The winds, the chains are always blowing, and every time I try to stay, the winds, the chains continue blowing, and they just carry me away. To all the girls who shared my life, now are someone else's wife. I'm glad they came along. I dedicate this song to all the girls I've loved before.
To all the girls who cared for me, who filled my nights with ecstasy. They live within my heart, I'll always be a part of all the girls I've loved before.
The winds, the chains are always blowing, and every time I try to stay, the winds, the chains continue blowing, and they just carry me away.
To all the girls we've loved before,
who traveled in and out our doors,
we're glad they came along.
We dedicate this song
to all the girls we've loved before.
To all the girls we've loved before,
who travel in and out outdoors.
We're glad they came along.
We dedicate this song
to all the girls we've loved before.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, if you think I only sing badly, we're going to go back to one night in 1964. Pearl Bailey was a grand lady who's no longer with us, was kind enough to prove not only can I sing badly, I can dance badly. Here's Pearl Bailey.
From the top, love, down, down, Nelson.
It's very clear our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but forever and the day gone. Telephone and the movies that we know are only passing fancies. And in time, they may go. Don't leave me, Johnny. Don't leave me.
Please, honey, we're through anyhow on this day.
But our love is here.
He said, our love is here.
I just said our love is here.
Reputation, silver play, that's French. Our love is here. To what?
We'll be back in a moment after this. We're coming back. Short excerpt from 1985, which kind of proves the Carson single fruitcake theory. I've often said there's only one fruitcake in the world, and it keeps being passed around from family to family every Christmas because it's indestructible. So in Christmas week of 1985, we introduced Exhibit A to bear that theory out.
Believe it, what I got today?
A fruitcake.
A fruitcake. I want to prove a point. Would you bring in the fruitcake, please? And you'll see what I mean. This is the only way you can get around with a fruitcake. Unless you think I'm... Is that beautiful?
That is gorgeous.
What? That is a fruitcake.
It looks heavy.
What?
It looks heavy.
Just a little bit.
Here's the point. Thank you. Okay. Nothing is more satisfying on this show than watching a talented comedian or comedian on a night when they're really working at their best. Here are three of the finest working today: Kathy Ladman, Wayne Cotter, and John Mendoza.
So my mother has to talk to me like every second, you know. My mother has this way of talking sometimes when she wants to be inconspicuous. She doesn't want anyone around us to hear her. She talks out of the side of her mouth. She thinks nobody notices her. She goes, girls, there's a man following us, there's a man following us. Gee, I hope he's a speech therapist. And my dad is a CPA, and like every CPA I know, he's the most fastidious, meticulous, anal retentive person. He is so impatient. See, my father's the kind of guy who stands in front of a microwave and goes, come on! It's been 10 seconds. I don't have all minute. Really, if you ever meet my dad and you want to torture him, and you will, this is what you do. You tie him against a wall like this, with his arms and his legs like this, make him stare straight ahead, and then right in front of him, you refold a road map incorrectly.
Mouse in my house, my dad starts in. Mouse, find where it's coming in, put poison down. No problem, I can find a mouse hole. I've been watching cartoons for years. Just look for that gothic mouse arch. Little door and a knob and a sardine can bed with the covers down. I'll know I found my man. Then he told me to get a cat to kill the mouse, like I want Wild Kingdom in my kitchen. I don't want to see the food chain demonstrated in my home. Cats are psychotic. Anyway, why do cats always decide suddenly, for no reason, they have to be in another room urgently? I'm supposed to be in the living room, bang, and they're gone. And they rub on your leg, love you. Means a lot, coffee table, you too. People with fat cats never admitted he's not fat, that's just fur. Come on, I almost sat on the thing. I thought it was a beanbag chair. My brother had the worst pet of all, a hamster. Thing got sick, he took it to the vet. A hamster, it's like bringing a disposable lighter in for repair.
I cleaned my refrigerator out the other day. Haven't done that in a while. Found a milk carton in there with a Lindbergh baby on it. You ever sit on a couch watching TV and all of a sudden realize you've left the remote on top of the TV? And wish you had a remote to get that remote? That's what kids are good for. Get me the remote, will you? My sister didn't have such a good day today. My sister's asthmatic in the middle of an asthma attack. She got an obscene phone call. Guy said, did I call you or did you call me?
Some funny stuff here tonight. As you know, next May 22nd, when we wrap it up, Jay Leno is going to take over this job, and he's been guest hosting, I guess, for about the past 4 or 5 years. And it occasionally happens we interview some of the same people. And apparently one night we had a young actor, Jaleel White. Well, what's the show that he's in?
Family Matters.
Family Matters. And apparently he had been on the show with Jay a couple of times, and Jay had kind of given him some gifts or something, a shirt or something. So we ended up the night trying to earn his affection by giving him various gifts. So here's the way that turned out with Jaleel White.
I know you're a sports fan, particularly basketball.
Yes.
I understand last time you were here, Mr. Leno gave you a little gift
Oh,
or something.
thank you, Mr. Leno. Thank you. Mr.
You're welcome. You're a fine boy, Jimmy.
Thank you. He gave me a wonderful car.
Well, I understand he gave you something, but I have something for you, too.
Oh, this is so cool. This is like the show of gifts. Oh, man.
About a year and a half ago, I had Magic Johnson on the show, and he gave me this shirt. Personally. I'm going to give it to you. It's a Magic celebrating their back-to-back victories. There you are.
Oh, thank you.
There you are. Now,
thank you.
Well, you're certainly
now, I'm only
welcome.
going to shake your hand once because I remember when I was on here last time, I shook yours 5 times.
You know, mine is not a recycled Nancy Reagan.
That's right. I mean, here's a fine garment versus a cheesy little piece of cardboard, and I thought... Well, anyway, that's yours.
Thank
Trying
you
to buy
very
this kid's affection, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves.
Thank you very much.
You have some M&Ms for
Thank
me.
you.
I know you'd like to have the Oak Ridge's latest album. That's for you. And when I retire, you can sit here.
I hope you enjoyed all the clips tonight. We had a lot of fun trying to pick them out, and people always say, gee, how come you didn't show the Ed Ames throwing the tomahawk? And some people say, well, that's been on too many times. So we just tried to pull out stuff that we enjoyed, and we thought you'd like it. Hope you did. Anyway, wrapping it up tonight. As I say every year that we do this, I couldn't do the show without the gentleman sitting to my right all these years.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you much.
Thank you.
And Mr. Doc Severinsen standing in front of the band, who has been with us since day one. And all the guys. I have probably the most marvelous staff in television. A lot of the people have been with the show for many, many years, from the writers and the producers and all of the talented people, and you're going to see their name at the end of this show. I thank them, and of course, we will see you next week. This is not our last show. We're still going to be here till May, so hang in with us. Thanks again. Good night.